This is my friend Eric. 6 months ago, he beat me in this UTR match we played against each other. Like all of our previous matches, this one was extremely close. Came down to just a couple of points, but in the end, he beat me in a third set tiebreak 10-6. And I was not very happy about this loss. Since then, I've been practicing a lot, especially my backends, since Eric decided to make it his mission to target it last match. And I think over the course of the last half year, I have definitely improved my backhand as well as the rest of my game. But so has he. Eric is one of the most active amateur tennis players that I know. He takes private lessons regularly, plays a bunch of tournaments, is a part of multiple USTA teams per season, and signs up for UTR leagues every time he gets a chance. And I was definitely happy to have had him play for my 4-5 team this past season, and I was hoping that he will be able to help our team reach our goal of getting to nationals. Except when my team needed him the most in our playoff matches, he decided to commit to a different team. So in this episode of Road to UTR 10, I will be playing not only to get payback for our last match, and also because he decided to ditch my team to join a different team during our most important matches. This match had many ups and downs, and there was one particular point, the match point, that might have been a little bit controversial. Last week, I won my first UTR match, increasing my UTR from 8.01 to 8.12. And this week, I'm facing off against my second opponent, Eric, who is currently also in UTR 8, so a win against him would definitely move my UTR in the right direction. But beating a player like Eric is not going to be easy, so let's see if I could get my revenge today in this match. Welcome guys to episode 2 of my Road to UTR 10, which is a series where I'm trying to get to UTR 10. For those of you guys who are not familiar with the UTR system, real quick, it's essentially a rating given to all tennis players, and it goes up and down based on how well you do in your matches, relative to your opponent's UTR rating. And in today's match, because I'm playing against someone whose UTR is relatively the same as mine, this is a great opportunity for my UTR to either increase or decrease by quite a bit depending on the score. This match was played almost 2 months ago. These videos, especially these tennis matches, take quite a bit to edit. So in this case, if you guys want to stay more up to date with what I'm doing, my results, I have begun to start posting on Instagram once again. So yeah, if you guys want to stay up to date with me, go check out my Instagram. I'll be posting stories, videos, different uploads than what I do on YouTube. So give it a follow if you guys want. Anywho, back on topic. For those who are unaware, I am playing in a UTR Flex League, which is an UTR official league where you sign up and get paired with a bunch of opponents around your level. Every Flex League season usually lasts about a month, and you have the span of that month to play against all of the opponents you get matched up with. And occasionally, in some Flex Leagues, there is even a little bit of prize money if you win your league, so there is that little bit of extra incentive there. And every time I've played UTR Flex, my first round opponent has always been Eric. This time, following tradition, I am playing Eric again as the first match. So getting started with the match, if you guys haven't seen my previous matches against Eric, Eric is a very solid all-around player. He is very strong at the baseline, but pretty much has every shot in the book, and he's very crafty. He likes to drop shot a lot. He'll throw in a bunch of different balls, and his level can actually get pretty darn high, where he will just start hitting winners from every part of the court, and it will be very hard to beat him if he's playing at his best. But on the other hand, there are times where he is just a little bit less consistent and he feels like a complete different player. Honestly, it just depends on how focused he is and how he's feeling that day. Like I mentioned earlier, going into this match, I did change part of my forehand technique. I'm still not going to tell you guys what it is. Some of you guys in my last video have made correct observations of it, so it is definitely less stable. I'm going to be making a lot more unforced errors, and if you guys didn't get a chance to guess what my new forehand technique is, feel free to guess this time in the comment section below, and I'll let you guys know if you're correct or not. So while I'm missing a lot more forehands, my forehand feels definitely a lot weaker than before. My backhand, on the other hand, has gotten better. This definitely helped in my match against Eric, because going into this match, his perception of my backhand is that it is a lot weaker than my forehand. Because of this, like last time, he definitely targeted my backhand quite a bit in this match, but on this day, my backhand actually felt a lot stronger than my forehand, so we'll see if he picks up on this later on in the match, but his strategy carrying over from last time will definitely not work. So I get the first break very early in the first set, and in this game, Eric had about 2 double faults, which gave me a couple of looks at a break point. A bit of luck on my end, I guess. I don't want to depend on my opponent just missing and giving me errors, but with this small lead at the moment, I am beginning to relax more, getting more into the match, so I'll be looking to extend this lead to get to 4-1. And still some weird misses here and there, but in general, I'm okay with them as long as I'm swinging through, playing confidently, and just continuing to apply pressure. Alright, so 4-1, I get the hold I'm looking for. Nothing too crazy so far, just hitting to the open court and making Eric move, trying to force errors from him. One thing in particular from playing Eric is that he doesn't really have a side I could target all that much. Both his forehand and backhand are very solid. He has hit many winners on me on both sides, and right here, Eric plays a great point and just shows that he's able to change things up. But overall, I do think he likes his forehand a little bit more, just seeing how much he likes to run around his backhand, and he definitely goes for his forehand a little bit more. So knowing this, I would always go to his backhand whenever I get a chance. But yeah, overall, great hold by Eric. He brings the score back to 4-2, and here is a pretty important game for me. So it is my serve, and I'm really looking to hold here and bring the scoreline to 5-2 and just get a comfortable lead in this set. As this match goes on, I do feel like I'm playing more aggressively and looser, coming in more, which is a good thing for me. I think part of having a forehand that I feel less confident with today is also I just don't really care if I miss. So that definitely helped me loosen up a little bit more. I'm not really getting tight on the forehand. If I miss, so be it. I'll just chalk it up to me practicing a new technique. So I think that is definitely good for my mental game. Being less confident with the ability of my forehand in turn made me more confident to swing out, as weird as it sounds. One game away from closing it out, and this game was definitely important for the momentum of this match, and it was definitely a tight one. So let's see what happens. So I won the first set 6-2, and honestly, I'm pretty happy with how I was playing in the first set. But I do have to point out the biggest reason why I was able to break Eric in those 2 games where I did was because of the double faults. The first game, his double faults gave me 2 breakpoint chances, and in the other game, he had many game points, but every time we got to the ass side, he would just double fault. I think I only showed 2 double faults in that game, but there were a lot more deuces, there were a lot more double faults. Typically, he never really gives me that many double faults. I think in our previous 2 matches, he only double faulted like once or twice the entire match. So I just wanted wanted to point that out, that the first set was competitive, but I think the double faults definitely just gave me an edge because he has a good serve, but if he's not getting his serve in, then he really can't win any points off it. But fortunately for him, in set 2, his double faults were a lot less. But other than the serve, I think he's overall playing pretty good, definitely giving me some trouble in these baseline rallies. And on my end, in the first set, I did miss a couple of easy shots, namely this shot. And if you are tired of missing easy balls like this, you should definitely try recording yourself play tennis. And one tool you could use to do that is Swing Vision. Swing Vision is a very cool app that you could use to record yourself play tennis. It has many other cool features such as match analysis, line calling, auto scoring. You can filter through your points. A lot of other cool features that you could use to analyze your own game, along with just helping you record yourself play tennis. So feel free to use my link in the description below or use my code Kevin for a nice little discount on a yearly subscription. And you'll also get a free swing stick, which is a stick you could use as a tripod or a phone mount to record yourself play tennis, and with it you'll probably stop missing these easy overheads like I do. Okay, sorry, I just had to force that Swing Vision ad in. Back to the match. Overall, some great tennis in set 1 in my opinion, and set 2 was even better. There were quite a few up and downs, and from here on out the match definitely got more intense. Eric locked in his serves, he stopped double faulting as much, so no free points for me. And me on the other hand, my forehand started to click a little bit more, I started to go for it more, and it definitely felt better in the second set. From here on out, the match quality definitely went up, and hope you guys enjoy. I love how I said my forehand got better and instantly just missed 2 easy forehands in a row and I get broken. But trust me, like I mentioned earlier, I definitely dial it in later on in the set. And this typically happens to me quite a bit whenever I win a first set pretty easily. I typically lose a little bit of focus in the first game or two, something I need to fix moving forward. That was a pretty sloppy game played for me. But at this point, I'm still not very worried because I felt pretty confident in how I'm playing that day. I know my level's there, I just have to keep playing and just forget about that last game. In our last match we played against each other, when I started losing, I think I shriveled up a little bit, started to play too passively, and Eric took that chance to completely run over the match. So I don't want that happening this time. Even if I lose this set, I want to continue to play aggressively and not give him the opportunity to take over the point. So I end up winning the last 3 games in a row and get myself a nice lead at 4-1. And here, definitely looking to continue this lead and get myself the 5th game to add more pressure to my opponent. And despite winning all these games, it wasn't really feel like I was dominating the points. There was still a lot of back and forth, tight games, competitive points. A lot of times because I'm pretty comfortable playing defense, Eric would start to point off aggressively, but after getting a couple of these tough shots back, I'll either get an error from him or find a way to turn the point around and kind of get on the offensive myself. So yeah, 4-1, definitely looking to get myself the 5th game to add that extra pressure to my opponent. So I get the 5-1 lead I'm looking for, and right now I'm serving the closest match out. Here, 15-all, I get this nice floater overhead. A good chance for me to get a lead in this game, and then of course I dunk it into the net. And spoiler warning, that's not going to be the only floater overhead I miss moving forward in this match. And just like that, I lose this service game. And here is where things start to fall apart a tiny bit. I feel like I either started making too many easy errors, like that overhead, or Eric just started to up his game. And maybe a combination of both. But either way, Eric is definitely making this a very hard task for me to close this match out. So 5-4. After winning a very important 30-all point, I get my first look at a match point. And then this happens. So yeah, Eric misses his first serve, and out of frustration, he swings at the ball and his racket slips out of his hand and flies to the next court over. About a minute later, after he got his racket, he came back and he's about to serve again. So let me ask you guys this question, and you guys could comment below in the comments. Would you give him a second serve? I offered him 2 serves because I didn't want the match to end on a double fault. So he actually declined it, and he said he would just hit a second serve. And here is how this match point played out. Yo, Eric, hey, what's up?
Hey, Kevin. Playing tennis right now. What's going on?
Do you remember the last match we played? About the match point?
Oh, you're referring to the ball you called out on match point? Yeah, as soon as I hit it, man, I knew it was going way up.
Okay, cool. I just didn't want the comments below to come after me, thinking that I hooked you on match point or anything.
Yeah, no worries. Yeah, I'm actually with Hassan, the guy who made your channel famous.
Hey, it's me.
I only take Venmo, by the way.
I have to Venmo him 20 bucks for saying that. If you are tired of bad line calls in your matches, you guys should check out Swing Vision. And it's a very cool feature that allows you to challenge points during your matches and keep track of line calls, so you yourself will not get hooked on match point. Check out the link in the description below or use my code on the screen for a nice little discount. Alright guys, jokes aside, I just wanted to make that little skit there with Eric. When I was editing this video, I was looking back on match point. I was watching the video and the ball actually looked a lot more closer than I had remembered it. So in a moment when I was playing this point, I definitely saw a gap between the ball and the line. But on camera, especially when it's behind the net, the ball definitely looked a lot closer. But I 100% still stand by my call. And if I'm not 100% sure of the ball, then I'm not going to call it. And when I looked over to Eric to ask what he saw, he was already walking over towards the net. He actually saw it as out too. But yeah, overall, it was a super interesting way to end the match, from the racket throw all the way to the close call. Definitely will make for a good YouTube title. So there you guys have it. That was my second UTR match and my 5th match against Eric. But this was actually the only time I beat him in straight sets. So 6-2, 6-4. And with that score line, it will definitely bump my UTR up quite a bit. Before this match, it was around the 8.11 or 8.12. And after this match, it bumped all the way up to 8.22. So it went up by a whole 0.1, which is actually a lot. And also I do want to point out that I had a 5-1 lead at one point, and I ended up losing 3 games in a row. Part of it was due to Eric just playing really well, and I think part of it was also that I just kind of lost my focus a little bit. I do have a little bit of trouble closing out matches, so something I do need to work on moving forward. But it also does make me think that if I won this match 6-2, 6-1, my UTR would definitely have jumped up quite a bit more. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed this video. I appreciate all of you guys for tuning in. As always, if you guys did enjoy this video, please feel free to leave a like, as well as any comment if you guys have feedback on this video, the tennis, or anything. And also hit that sub button if you guys like this content and haven't subscribed already. I have a lot more exciting content coming up, including a 50k tournament, and also in the next round of my UTR Flex League, I am playing against the D3 5-0 plus player, and that match was pretty darn close. And also, if you guys want to stay up to date with me, feel free to follow my Instagram. And yeah, that's enough advertising. Once again, hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys next time.